Hello everyone, welcome to online lecture series of electronic devices. Here the subject code is KEC 301. I am Dr. Sapna Katiyar, Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department at ABES Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad. This is lecture number 28 and today's topic is transistor characteristics. Today I will discuss about the transistor characteristics, what is input characteristic, what is output characteristics, and how these characteristics can be drawn in different configurations. See, you have already studied that there are three possible transistor configurations. You can recall it very quickly. What are the three different transistor configurations? The three configurations are common base configuration, common emitter configuration, and common collector configuration. See, in case of transistor, you know that there are three terminals, emitter, base and collector. So, if one terminal is made common with the other two, suppose base terminal is made common with the emitter and collector, so here base is common, so the configuration is known as common base. Similarly, when emitter terminal is made common with the remaining two, the configuration is known as a common emitter configuration. When collector terminal is made common with the remaining two, that is emitter and base, the configuration is known as a common collector configuration. So, in this session, I will discuss about the input and output characteristics for the three different configurations, which is common base, common emitter and common collector. Let us begin. Transistor characteristics in common base configuration. The first case, common base configuration, from the name itself, as I have told you, here this is the base terminal. Base terminal is made common with the emitter and the collector. You can see the batteries VEB and VCB are added in such a manner that emitter base terminal, this is forward bias, and collector base terminal, this is reverse bias. Then only transistor will work in a active mode. You know that there are four possible modes: active mode, saturation mode, cutoff mode and inverted mode. So, this must be forward bias, this must be reverse bias, then only it will be in an active mode. So, this is the common base configuration. Input is applied in between emitter and base and output is being taken in between collector and base. So, here you have to plot the input characteristics and output characteristics. Just recall the name: input for this particular section, output for this particular section. Okay. So, moving ahead, first we have to discuss about the concept of early effect or base width modulation. This is a very important concept and you must understand it very clearly. What do you mean by this base width modulation? See, as if when we are talking about NPN transistor, you can see this is an NPN transistor. NPN transistor means N, P and N. Emitter terminal is made with N-type semiconductor, collector is made with N-type semiconductor, while base, this is with the P-type semiconductor. Here you can see the width of base, this is denoted by WB. Width of base, this WB, this is nothing but the metallurgical base width. So, manufacturer who designed the transistor, this base width can be altered, can be changed, can be kept at the different values by the manufacturer at the time of the designing, right. So, WB is that particular base width. Now, what is this W effective and W? See, as I have told you, WB is the metallurgical base width. Here you can see in this particular diagram, WB is what? This is the sum of W effective, which is this, and W, right. WB is the sum of W effective plus W. What happens? You know that emitter base junction is forward bias, but collector base junction is reverse bias. So, in this case, when this is reverse bias, then the depletion layer width will be high, and when the voltage across this collector base junction is increased, when the voltage increased at this, then depletion layer width will also increase. So when this depletion layer width will increase and we keep on increasing the voltage, what happened in this particular section, the immobile ions are being like accumulated over here, acceptor and here donors. But when you are increasing the potential reverse bias across the collector base junction, then this width will keep increasing, means the W will increase, right? So it means W effective is that particular region, that particular portion of base where recombination can occur. Because in this particular portion, immobile ions are available. So effective means whatever the recombination is going to happen, that will be held in this particular area only, in this particular region only. So what you have written, WB, this is the sum of W effective plus W. So from here you can write it down, W effective is equal to WB minus W. WB is the metallurgical base width and W is the width, extended width in the base region, which is being occupied by the immobile ions. What is going to happen? You can note down, we have to recall these terms. When this VCB is increased, what is going to happen? When this reverse potential, reverse bias is being increased, then this width W, this will increase, it will keeps increasing portion, and when W is increasing, it means W effective is decreasing. From this particular equation, you can recall it, WB is fixed. When W is increasing, W effective is decreasing. It means now what will happen? When you are increasing VCB, IE will also increase, input current will increase. And if you decrease VCB, what will happen? This particular width will decrease, more area for the recombination will be available over here, more recombination will occur and IE will decrease. So upon increasing voltage in between the collector base junction, which is the reverse bias, IE, ammeter current will increase, and if you are decreasing VCB, IE will decrease. Remember these terms because it will help you while plotting the characteristic curves. Now, first let us draw the input characteristic curve. What do you mean by the input characteristic curve? Recall that particular section. Input is in between ammeter and base. So, input characteristic, it relates the input current. What is the input current? IE. And input or ammeter to base voltage. Input voltage is in between VBE. By keeping the output voltage constant. For fixed VCB, which is the output voltage in between the collector base terminal, keeping this particular voltage as a fixed, by varying the different values of voltage, you can plot the current, VI curve. You can plot over here. Now see, in this particular case, on the x-axis, voltage is being taken. On the y-axis, current is being taken. Since this is the input characteristic, what is the input voltage? That is VBE, it is in volt. What is the input current? IE, which is in milliampere. Now, you know that VCB is being fixed. Suppose, first we are plotting for this. VCB, it is equal to 4 volt. You know that when you keep increasing, because you are plotting this particular curve for the input section, and ammeter base junction is forward biased. Same characteristic curve as the PN junction characteristic curve in the forward bias. This is the knee voltage. Initially a small amount of current flows, but upon increasing voltage, there is a sharp increase, and that particular voltage is known as a knee voltage. This is the knee voltage. But what is going to happen when you are increasing this VCB? In the previous slide, when I was discussing about the base width modulation or early effect, at that time I have told you that when you increase VCB, IE will increase. See, when you increase VCB from 4 to 6, you can see for this curve number 2, IE will increase. Upon increasing more VCB up to 10 volt, 20 volt, IE will also increase. So, upon increasing VCB, IE will increase, and upon decreasing VCB, if you decrease VCB up to 2 volt, the curve will be at this particular point. So you just remember the concept of base width modulation and you will be able to plot this, right? So this is the input characteristic curve. Now what is the output characteristic? Recall the output section. Output section is in between the collector and base. Base is common. Input is in between ammeter and base. Output is in between the collector and base. And the collector base junction is reverse bias. Recall all these terms. So here the curve will be plotted in between the output current which is IC, and output voltage which is VCB, by keeping input current constant, and here the input current is IE, right? So you can see in this particular curve, on x-axis VCB is being taken in volt, on y-axis current is being taken IC, and now you are plotting this particular voltage current curve for the different values of IE. First, let us discuss for IE it is equal to 0. You know that IE is almost equal to IC, and since collector base junction is reverse bias also, so when IE is 0, IC must be 0. When IE is 0, IC must be 0. It means it must approach to this particular line. But recall the concept of biasing in reverse biasing in PN junction diode. What happened in the case of the reverse bias? Majority charge carriers move away from the junction, depletion layer width increases, but some of the minority charge carriers which are available, they cross the junction and a very small amount of current flows. So you can see over here, since IE is 0, ideally IC must be 0, but IC is not 0, you can see certain value because there is some amount of current which is flowing, which is the leakage current. So in here you can see in cutoff region, and this particular region, because here the transistor is not active, this is the cutoff region. Now if you increase IE, now when it is 2 milliampere, you know that IE is what? This is the sum of IB plus IC. So accordingly you can find out these values. IE 4 milliampere, 6 milliampere, 8 milliampere, almost the same value. See, this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is how you can plot this particular curve. Here you can see this is the active region because here ammeter base junction is forward biased and the collector base junction the negative value, and in this particular section you can see the value of VCB is negative. Here the values of VCB is negative, means now it is inverting that particular reverse bias region also, it is making that positive, and both the junctions are forward biased and it will goes into the saturation. So you must remember these points. In active region, IC is approximately equal to IE. You can see almost the same values. In saturation region, even a small increase in VCB result a large increase in current. And in cutoff region, you can see very small amount of current flows. So this is how you can plot the input and output characteristic curve for a common base configuration, right? Now let us discuss about the transistor characteristics in common emitter configuration. What happens in the case of the common emitter configuration? You can see common emitter means here emitter terminal is common with the base and collector. Input is applied in between base and emitter. Output is being taken in between collector and emitter. Emitter is common. VBE and VCE are used to provide the biasing to the terminals, to the junctions. There are two junctions, one is in between base and emitter, one is in between this. Now you can see over here, this is the input section and this is the output section. So input characteristic curve will definitely be plotted in between the input current and input voltage, and output characteristic curve will be plotted in between the output current and output voltage. I hope now this particular point is clear. Here we are talking about the input characteristics. So what will happen over here? You must note it down. Input section is this. So curve, VI characteristic curve will be plotted in between the, what is the term for the voltage? Input voltage, VBE. You can see VB is the taken on the x-axis, it is in the volt. While the input current is what? Input current is IB. Since the value of IB is very small, it is of the order of the microampere. You have studied the relationship IE, which is the sum of IB, IE, which is the sum of IB plus IC. And you know that the doping of ammeter is very, very high in comparison to collector, and the doping of base is kept very low, and even that particular region is very less. So, hardly a 2% of 2 to 5% of the recombination takes place in the base region, and remaining number of charge carriers are being collected by the collector. So, this particular value IB, this is very, very small. It is of the order of the microampere. Now you can see over here, you have to plot the curve in between IB and VBE by keeping output voltage constant. Output voltage means the term of VCE. Means now for the different VCEs, you have to plot this particular characteristic curve. First, let us see the case for VCE, it is equal to 5 volt. What happens? And I have discussed the concept of base width modulation, early effect as well, and try to recall that. From there, we have written W effective is what? W effective is WB minus W. You know that when VCB increases, VCB means reverse bias voltage. When VCB increases, then the area depletion region into the base portion, that is going to be extended, it means W increases. And when W increases, then from this particular equation, you know W effective will decrease. At the same time, you know that VCE is what? VCB plus VBE. VCE is what? VCB plus VBE. So, when you are increasing voltage, VCE, if it is being increased from 5 to 10, then VCB will definitely increase. And when VCB increases, IB decreases. You must remember it. You can see over here, when VCE is increased from 5 to 10, you can see IB decreases. When VCE increased from 10 to 15, you can see IB decreases, right? And the same characteristic curve, because here this base emitter junction is forward biased, so the input characteristic curve will be same as the characteristic curve of a PN junction in a forward bias condition, right? Initially a very small amount of current flows, then after a certain voltage there is a sharp increase. But how to plot the curve for the different values of VCE, that you can understand in this manner. If VCE decreases, VCB decreases and IB will increase. If VCE decreases, IB will increase, right? For VCE less than 5 volt, for 2 volt, you can draw over here. So, in this particular way, you can plot the input characteristic curve for the common ammeter configuration. Now, let us see the another case, which is the output characteristic for the common ammeter configuration. What do you mean by the output characteristic curve? Recall the output section. In the output section, you can see the curve is going to be plotted for the, this is a common ammeter. It means in between the ammeter and collector terminal. Here you can see curve is in between VCE, which is the output voltage. Output current is IC, which is in milliampere. You can see IB is in microampere, IC is in a milliampere. And by keeping input current as a fixed. So, here for the different values of IB, this particular curve is being plotted. Here you can see when IB is 0, IC is not 0. IE is equal to IC plus IB. IB is 0, IC is not 0 over here. When IB is 0.1 milliampere, you can calculate IC. You can calculate IC. You know that alpha is what? IC over IB. So for this particular value of IB, you can calculate what is IC, that many times. Here you can see this particular curve is not straight, this is relatively slanted. So here output characteristics are less horizontal than common base configuration. It means here output resistance is small. At the same time, this particular portion, even IB is 0, IC is not 0, very small amount of current flows, and this particular region is known as the cutoff region. You know that this is the active region and this one is the saturation region. In active region, if you IC increases slowly with increase in VCB, if you increase VCE, which you have taken along the x-axis, IC increases slowly. If IB is 0, IC is not 0, it has some value which is known as a leakage current. And the last point, in saturation region, you can see this particular region, which is the saturation region. Here IC, this does not dependent upon IB. You can see in this particular region, it doesn't depend upon IB. When VCE decreases beyond this particular value, when this VCE decreases, now collector base junction becomes forward biased. So when VCE becomes less than 0 means negative. So collector base junction, which was reverse bias, now it will be forward bias. Ammeter base junction is already forward bias, and when collector base junction will also be forward bias, means the transistor will go into the saturation region. So this is that particular region where both the junctions are in forward bias and the transistor is into the saturation region. So this is about the output characteristic curve for the common ammeter configuration. Next, let us discuss about the common collector configuration. Common collector configuration, this is the collector terminal, this is base terminal, this is ammeter terminal. Collector terminal is common with the base and ammeter. This is input being applied in between base and collector. This is input section, this is output section. Now you can very quickly draw this characteristic curve because now it is very much clear to you. Input characteristic is between input current and input voltage. Output characteristic in between the output current and output voltage. See, if you have to plot the input characteristic, this is in between the input voltage, which is VBC in between base and collector, and input current, which is IB, and the value of IB is very less, which is of the order of the microampere. You can see over here, by keeping VEC constant, VEC, which is the output voltage. So for different output voltage, this curve can be plotted over here. Here you can see, first you have drawn for VC, it is equal to 10 volt. You can see over here, if you are increasing this base collector voltage, then current IB will drop slowly. But what is the effect when you are decreasing VEC or when you are increasing this VEC? See, from the concept of base width modulation, we understand this particular equation. So when VBC is increased, this particular voltage is increased. Depletion layer width will increase, means the portion of depletion layer into the base region, that will increase and W effective will decrease. At the same time, you know VEC is what? VBC plus VEB. So when this particular term decreases, VBC also decreases, right? Because this is some fixed value, this will decreases and IB will increase. It means when you are decreasing VEC, IB will increase, and when you are increasing VEC, IB will decrease. You can see, when you are decreasing VEC, IB will increase. In this particular curve, you can see it will increase, and when you will increase VEC, IB will decrease. So this is how you can plot the input characteristic curve. You have to recall the concept of base width and how these parameters are dependent upon each other. That is very important. Now the output characteristic. For the output section, recall the output section of the common collector configuration. Output section, collector terminal is common, so output is in between ammeter and collector. So here what the curve we are going to plot? The curve is in between the output voltage, which is VEC, output current, which is IE, by keeping input current constant. So for the different values of IE, you can plot this curve. First, when IB is 0, you can see over here, IB is 0, IE is not 0. Some small amount of current flows because of the minority charge carriers, which is the leakage current. And this particular reason is the cutoff reason. When you increase IB, IE will also increase. And here you can see this is not exactly horizontal. At the same time, this particular portion, this is the active reason. Here ammeter base junction is forward bias and the collector base junction is reverse bias. But if you increase, if you decrease this particular volt value, VEC, if you decrease, what will happen? Then by decreasing this particular value less than 0 means some negative values. So because of this decrease, that collector base junction will also be reverse bias. Now means in this particular case, if you are reducing this particular value less than 0, now both the junctions will be reverse bias, and when both the junctions will be both the junctions will be forward bias, because initially that was reverse bias. But if you are putting its value as minus VEC less than 0, it means that is going to be forward bias, and when both the junctions are forward bias, transistor will goes into the saturation, and this is the saturation reason. So this is how you can plot the characteristic curve for the common collector configuration for output section. You must remember, if IB is heavily increased, you are increasing this particular value of IB, then the current which is flowing through the transistor increases and transistor falls into the saturation region. Upon increasing more and more value of this, it will goes into the saturation. So this is how you can plot this particular characteristic curve as well. So in this particular session, I have told you how to plot the characteristic curve, which is input characteristic and output characteristics for the 3 different configurations, which is common base, common ammeter and common collector, and I hope now it is clear to you. Thank you so much.